Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
First of all, a very good evening to all. So I hope I'm audible, guys. I'm audible.
Yes,
Just tell me
sir.
this. I'm audible.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine. So thank you guys. Thank you for joining today. So in today's class, what we are going to do? Does anyone know? Huh?
Sir,
Aryan?
class 10 board
The
took
last
3 days
revision. The last
revision, sir.
revision we are going to do.
Revision.
Okay. So like whatever we have done like in these days, like after we have done so much hard work as well. Now it is the last time. It is the last fest. Okay. So we are going to do the complete revision. Okay, guys. So are you ready? Are you all ready? Huh?
Yes, sir.
I will just send a quick reminder in the group so that everyone can join. Okay, guys.
Okay, sir.
Just a minute. Okay.
Okay,
We'll
sir.
just wait for the 2 more minutes. Let other students also join. Then
Sir,
we'll start. Okay.
sir,
Huh?
one more thing, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
Aryan.
most questions will come from sample paper, additional practice question. No, sir. That's it.
See, you do not have to fear, first of all.
I didn't know, sir.
Right?
No fear, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
Everything will be super easy for you. Okay. So no worries for anything. Got it, Aaron?
okay, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
before
You are
just
well
give
prepared.
important question, sir. That's it.
Sure, I'll give you each and everything. I'll give you each and everything, right? And in today's class, we will cover entire complete chapter of the first flight. Okay, with the quick summary, the main idea, all the keywords. Okay, what are the character themes? Each and everything we are going to cover in today's session. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Fine. So if you all are ready, then we can start the session. Huh? Tanishk? Okay, guys. So we are going to start the session. And yeah, I'll just present my screen. Okay, so if it is visible to you, then just let me know. Yes? Is my screen visible, guys? Huh? Is my screen visible, guys? Is it visible? Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I welcome you all to this Mark Darshan, the amazing program that we are going to do the final boost, the English revision marathon. Okay, and our goal is to score 80 out of 80. I just want that anyone who is attending this class or anyone is watching on the YouTube as well. So we are going to score 80 out of 80 in this English examination. You do not have to afraid of anything. I will be there to just guide you to just to give the complete revision of all the things. So I think we should not waste our time, and it is not a good time to introduce myself. I'll introduce myself after your board exam. Okay, but let's do it. Now it is the time to do it. Okay. So we are going to start with the I hope I'm audible, guys. Fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes? Yes? Okay. If there is any glitch happens in the between, just let me know. Okay, guys? Okay, Aryan, Sumok and others.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So fine, we are going to start with this first chapter. What is the first chapter? We are going to start with the first flight only. Okay. So if I'm just talking about the first flight, okay. So these are the chapters that we are going to cover today. A Letter to God, Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, to stories about the flying, from the Diary of the Anne Frank, glimpses of the India, Visible Daughter, Madam Rides the Bus, the Ceremony at Benares, and the proposal as well. Okay, so these are the things that we are going to cover today. I think maybe just like at least we will cover at least 6 to 7 chapters today. Okay, and after this, the chapters that are left we will cover in the next session. Okay, guys, and in the for tomorrow as well, we are going to cover the poetry and the footprints without feet. And on the last day, okay, on the 14th Feb, we will be just covering quick, all the revision first of all, and also we will be covering the writing section, right? Letter writing, okay, each and everything we will cover. Reading comprehension as well. Okay, and I will give you some short tricks, okay, and the quick tips from my side as well, right? After that, you will score 80 out of 80. It is very easy, right? You can easily score 75 plus in your English examination. That is my that is my promise to you. Okay, just follow my just attend this class seriously only. Got it? Right? Are you ready, guys? Should we start? Yeah,
Yes,
we are
sir.
Yes,
going to
sir.
start. Okay. So first of all, we are going to start a letter to God. Okay. So a letter to God who has written this GL Fluentis. Okay. So what happens in this chapter? We will start with a point by point. Okay. So you can also write if you want. Okay. You can just write the keywords. Okay. So Lancho. So what is happening in this? There is a Lancho. Okay. A Lancho, he is a very hardworking farmer. Right. He is a hardworking farmer. So just like, he was just living with his family in a small house on a valley. Okay. So just like, at that time, this story is about, old time, ancient time. So, at that time, people are generally only dependent for the, for the irrigation purpose, for the rain only. They're dependent on the rain. Okay. So just like he was also eagerly waiting for the rain to water his crops. But, when it arrived, he was happy. When it arrived, he was happy. But what happens is what happened after that? But this rain soon turned into a hailstorm, and he has destroyed each and everything, right? All the crops, right? So after despite the loss, right? See, the Lencho was a hardworking farmer, right? He was a poor farmer, but he has a strong faith. But he has a strong faith in the God, right? He was just the devotee of the God. He just believed that the God exists and he is going to help me, right? And he is going to help me because the God has sent this rain, right? And now he has to pay for it. So that is the faith. Nowadays, it is not possible to just like see that kind of faith in anyone, right? But at that time, but the Lancho had that much faith, right? He was just completely, he was just, he was a strong devotee of the God. He just believed into the Lord's power, right? If the God has sent the rain, then he has to pay for it. He knows each and everything. Okay. So after that, what happened? Just like he was, he wrote a letter, right? He was not that much educated, but yes, know how to write, right? But yes, know how to write. Okay. So after that, what happened? He wrote a letter. Okay. And he wrote a letter of what he was demanding. He was just demanding the 100 pesos only. 100 pesos. Pesos is a type of currency. Okay. So he was just demanding the 100 pesos. Okay. And why he was demanding this 100 pesos? Just to replant his crops and support his family. Okay. By this only, so that he can just replant his crops only. Okay. And he can just support his family only. So that, that after that, what can happen? After that, what could happen? So that he can just again his crops will be like there and like he will do the hard work. But he was not demanding, like he was not complaining to God of anything, right? He was just demanding that God, just God, that just give me the 100 pesos so that I can just replant my crops. That was the thing. Okay. And right after that, what he has written, he addressed this letter, right? Just like when we say that to the principal, to the editor, right? So just like he had written, he addressed this letter to God. Okay. And God, and after that, who can just like who like and after that he went to the post office, okay, and just dropped it into the post office. So now this letter was when the postmaster just saw this letter, she was amused, right? She was just first of all he was also like he was just making fun of them, right? But after that he just but just like when he sent that Lancho has like that much faith that he has not seen that kind of faith in anyone. Okay, so what he did, he just collected donations from his colleagues as well. Okay. And then just like because at that time the like his salary also was not that much up to mark. Okay. So they managed around 70 pesos instead of the full amount. Okay, instead of the full amount. So Lancho, but Lancho was completely, he has a great faith in the God, right? So Lancho, on receiving the money, what happened? He was disappointed, right? He was not happy, right? And he was disappointed, and also like why he was disappointed, right? Because he was just thinking that the post office staff has taken the rest, right? That the post office are corrupt people. The post office, the members who are working in the post office, the employees that who are working in the post office, they are totally corrupt. They had taken a bribe from it. Okay. Now that's why he another write a letter, right? And asking for the money and calling the postal workers crooks. Okay. So this was the complete about this chapter. I hope this is very clear, guys.
Sir,
Huh?
1 minute, sir. I'm writing last point.
Sure. Write it fastly, guys. You can take the screenshot. Do not
Oh,
write. You can take the
sir,
screenshot because
1 minute, sir.
huh?
Just 1 minute.
Sure. Okay. Take. So after that, he wrote another letter to the god, right? And he was asking for the remaining money. Okay, and calling the post worker as the crook, bunch of crooks, right? Means the like they are only the corrupt people over there. They are only the corrupt people, right? They have taken the bribe, the 30 pesos. They have just they have just taken the 30 pesos in their pocket. So this was about this chapter, a letter to God. Okay, so if I'm talking about the lesson
Sir,
learned,
sir,
huh?
last word, sir. Just 1 minute, please.
Please take the screenshot. We have to be into the time limit as well.
Sir, I have
Okay,
one
guys.
more
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Fine. So what are the lesson learned? What is the lesson learned? Because if you have the faith, guys, if you have the faith, right? So first of all, you have to be completely faithful about each and everything. Whatever you are doing, just have the faith in yourself. Okay. With your hard work, you will get unexpected results as well. Right. So just like whenever we have unwavering faith, whenever we have whenever we have a strong faith, it can bring help in the unexpected ways. But appreciation is equally important as well. Okay. We have to appreciate as well. Got it? So these are the some lessons that we have learned from this chapter. What are the character qualities? What are the character qualities? Lencho. Just a second, guys. What join? Let me just check. Okay, fine. So what are the character qualities? Lencho, he was a strong believer, right? A strong believer, simple-minded. He doesn't think that much. Okay, like nowadays people are thinking so much. No, he was just living happily with his family on a valley. Okay, and persistent as well. Okay, simple, simple-minded and persistent. Post means, and also he was also hardworking as well. No, just like he doesn't want that he should get like money. He just want that he should get some diamonds. He should get some other thing. He just want that 100 pesos so that he has the reason as well, so that he can just replant his tree, replant his crop, right? He is not demanding for any shortcut. Okay. So that's why it is showing her hardworking nature as well. Okay. If the question comes, you can write it, guys. Okay. Postmaster, talking about the character quality of the postmaster he was a kind-hearted, right? And he was understanding as well, right? When he just when he just opened the letter of the like when he just read the letter of the Lencho, right? Just like he was just assumed, he was just amused, but after that he has a great understanding as well. Okay, and also the charitable means the kind, right? That he just want to help other people as well, right? So it is showing her helping nature. Okay. So these are the two character qualities of the Lencho and the postmaster. I hope this is clear, guys. Right? Okay. Now let's move to the next chapter. So what is the name of the next chapter? Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. Okay. So in this, what is happening there? First of all, it starts with the inauguration. Okay. The chapter starts with the inauguration. Means the on 10th May, what happens? The South Africa, right? South Africa held its first democratic government. So South Africa held its first democratic government ceremony, and where it was happened? Where it was happened? In the Union Buildings in Pretoria, marking the end of apartheid. What is this apartheid, guys? Right? Do you know what is it? It is the racial discrimination. Racial discrimination. Okay. On the basis of some color or like that. That is known as the apartheid. Got it? Okay. So this chapter starts with the inauguration. So means on 10th May, what is happening? On 10th May, what happened? South Africa held its first democratic government. Okay. And this ceremony was happened in the Union Buildings in the Pretoria. And like it was, what it was signifying? It was signifying the mark. It was also marking the end of the apartheid. Got it? Means the racial discrimination. Like after that, there will be no racial discrimination. There will be no racial discrimination in the South Africa. Okay. Now, second point is it was a historic event. Okay. So in that, there were many different, international leaders from different countries. And also there were, those who have attended those, that ceremony. And after that, it was the largest gathering of its kind in the South Africa. It was the largest gathering, right? Before that, like there was no gathering like of all the of all the international leaders, right? Different many great leaders have come into the South Africa, right, to just attend this ceremony. Okay. Now, who are the leaders? Leaders one in Thabo Mbeki and the FW de Klerk, right? They took place as well. They took oath as well as the deputy president. Okay. Nelson Mandela became the president, and the Thabo Mbeki and the FW de Klerk, right? They became the deputy president with the Nelson Mandela. Got it? And like Nelson Mandela was accompanied by his daughter Janani, right? And after that, Nelson Mandela became the first black president of the South Africa. Okay. He became the first black president of the South Africa. Got it? Now, it is also representing one more thing. It is also signifying one more theme. What was that theme? A symbol of unity. A symbol of unity, right? Means both the old and the new national anthems were sung to promote the racial harmony. Means we should live in the harmony, right? There should be no discrimination. We all are humans only. Okay. So then why there is the discrimination? Okay. So this is just like representing the, that like after becoming the president, right? So they also represented as the symbol of unity. Why? How they are represented as the symbol of unity? Just like the, the old and the new national anthem, both were sung to promote the racial harmony. Got it, guys? Okay. Now, fourth point is the reflection of the apartheid, right? So Mandela, after that, Nelson Mandela, he also acknowledged so many things. What are those things? Just like the sacrifice of his people, right? Those who have struggled for the freedom, right? Those who have struggled for the racial, to just stop this racial discrimination, to just stop this apartheid. Okay. And the cruelty of the past governments, right? After that, he has acknowledged so many things in this chapter, that what are those things? The cruelty of the past government as well, and the sacrifices of his people. Okay. He vowed to work for the peace and the equality. Now, after that, he wants that there should be the peace and the equality in the South Africa. Got it? Fourth thing is the courage and the love. Courage and the love. So he defined courage as overcoming fear. Very important point. Very important point. Okay. So he defined courage as the overcoming fear, and believed what he believed. Love is more natural than hate. Love is more natural than hate. Hate is the artificial thing. Hate is the artificial thing. Love is the only thing that we all have. Got it? Are you getting it now? Love is the only thing that we all have, right? Just like we also follow the principle of the Vasudev Kutumbakam in our India as well, right? Means this all, we are all, like we all are brothers and the sisters only, right? Everyone is, everyone is equal, right? So just we should only spread the, love, right? Because the love is the only natural thing. Hate is the artificial thing that we develop, right? That has been developed by the society, or sometimes some kind of, some kind of negative peoples in our society. Okay. And the fourth point is the freedom for all. So he stated that freedom is indivisible, right? Indivisible. Why? Because even the oppressor must be free from hatred to achieve real liberation. So what do you think? The person who are spreading the hate, are they free? No, they are not. If they are spreading the hate as well, na, so they are also, they are also in the same situation, right? They are also in the same situation. They are facing the mental, so much mental problems and all the things, right? So they are also not free. How they will free? When they will be, they are covered with the hatred, right? They are covered in the jail of the hatred. Okay. And like after that, what should they do? They should really, they should be free to achieve a real liberation. Okay. Just like whenever there is only the love, then everyone will be free. Okay. Then it is the real liberation. Got it, guys? Okay. I hope this is clear. Huh? Is it
Yes,
clear,
sir.
guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's talk about the themes. What are the themes? What is the lesson learned from this chapter? That true freedom means equality for all, not for only the one person. True freedom is what? When there is the equality for all, right? If I am giving the freedom to the two persons, and I am not giving the freedom for other persons as well, so is it the true freedom? No, it is not. True freedom is the freedom that means the equality for all. All persons are equal, right? Every human is equal, right? Not the human as well, right? Every creature is equal, right? So not just a privileged few, not just a privileged few. So Mandela teaches us that leadership is just about the forgiveness, right? After becoming the president, Mandela has the power, right? Right. So he can just promote his only his national anthem, right? He can just promote his only his songs and all other things, right? But he has shown, he has shown that for leadership is just about the forgiveness, right? If you can forgive someone, then then no one is bigger than you. Okay, then you are the stronger. Okay. Unity and the fighting for the justice as well, that we should be unite first. Okay, we should be unite. Okay, and also the fighting for the justice. There should be, whenever there is injustice is happening in front of you, you should have to fight for that. Okay. So English, that's why this is the thing, right, about this chapter. So like, English is, English literature is all about your understanding. Okay. How you understand it, how you are interpreting this in your mind. This is about. Got it, guys? Okay. What are the character traits of the national Nelson Mandela? First, he is the brave and the determined. He never gave up on freedom. He is selfless and the compassionate as well. That's why, he has prioritized his people over himself, right? He has prioritized his people over himself. He was a visionary leader. He was a visionary leader. So these are the three character traits of the Nelson Mandela. He was brave and determined. He was selfless and the compensate, and he was the visionary leader. I hope this is clear, guys. This is very clear. Is this very clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was about this Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. Okay, guys. Just you have to keep the, these are the strongest thing that you can just use. You can use some keywords from it or directly some sentences from it. All the full you do not need, if you because it is not the right time to just go through each and every chapter. So just go through the short summary that I have written here. Okay, this will be very useful for you. Now our next chapter is, what is our next chapter? His first flight, two stories about flying. His first flight, two stories about the flying. Okay, so it has been it has the two parts. Okay, so first part is the his first flight. Got it? And now in this first flight, what is happening? There is a young seagull, right? So there is a young seagull. So he was just scared to fly. But whenever there is a like, have you seen some some child as well when they are learning to walk? Okay, they are just, they just like whenever you were just learning to, whenever just you were learning to ride a bicycle as well, you were also like very much scared, right? You were also very much afraid to fall down, right? So like that is the thing. That is the thing that happens with most of us, right? With all of us, not most of us, with all of us, this happens. Whenever we are just learning a new thing, so it happens with us that we are, so much afraid of doing that thing. Okay, so that is the thing that is happening. That is also happening with the young seagull as well. So first of all, he was just scared to fly, right? But his all siblings, whatever the siblings that he has, his all siblings flew away. Okay, his parents, his parents are trying to encourage him, right? And they are scolding him as well, but he was not moving, right? He stayed on the lace. Okay. After that, after just, after just staying over there, he felt very hungry, right? And he begged for, he begged his mother for food. But his mother very strict, right? So just like his mother, he tricked him by holding food just out of the reach, just out of his reach. Okay. Now after that, what could happen? He will jump, right? So that he could jump to get the food, because hunger is the cause of so many things, right? We have the hunger, that's why we are working, right? So that is the thing. So whenever we are just hungry, we do not see whatever the food is, right? We just eat it, right? Whenever we are just getting it, right? Just like, whenever you have some fast or like that. Okay, after that you are getting some food. So what you do, you don't see that what is there, that there should be some gulab jamuns, there should be some, tasty food. You just see every food will become tasty after that. Okay, so as he jumped, what happened? He started flying. As he jumped, he started flying, and also he gained the confidence, and after that he is enjoying very much. Okay, so that is the thing. I know, like, this is your boards as well. Okay, this story is about for your boards as well. I know you are afraid of just like, for just like what will happen, right? What will, because this is your first time, right? Okay, so that's why you are somewhat, there is somewhat of fear, but you do not have to afraid about anything. Okay, just enjoy it. Okay, just enjoy it. It is just a paper. Okay, got it, guys? So after that, as he jumped, he started flying. After that, if you will just go into the, examination, and when you start writing, and you will also gain your confidence, and after that, just write. Okay, just enjoy the journey. Okay, guys, what are the themes in it? Facing fear help us grow, right? Facing fear help us grow. So we should not be, whenever there is a fear, like the mountain dew, डर के आगे जीत है ना? So डर के आगे हमेशा ही जीत होती है. Okay, so हमेशा, just like for that, you do not have to afraid of anything. Got it, guys? So facing fear help us grow. What is the message? That courage begins with a small step. You have to step. Okay, if you want to achieve something, you have to step it out. Got it? This is the first thing. If you want to learn something, you have to step it out. You can't be stayed on the laze. Okay. Talking about the character traits, Seagull. Seagull was scared but learns bravery, right? But after that, he has learned bravery. Mother, she's strict,
Sir,
but she's also caring as well. Yes, Aryan.
sir, could you just share with the previous page, sir? Just one.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Done. I will
Yes,
share
sir.
the PDF, guys. No worries. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'll share you the PDF of it. No worries for that. Okay. Yeah. So this was about the first flight, two stories about flying. I hope this was very clear. And now each and everything is becoming very clear for you. You are getting each and everything, right? Huh? Okay. Now talking about this black aeroplane, there is the another part that has the name. That has name what? Black
Aeroplane.
Black aeroplane, right? The story is about flying, right? So what happened? There was a narrator. the narrator who has written this, so he was flying his old Dakota plane, right? He was a pilot and he was flying his old Dakota plane from France to England, okay. And then he was excited for breakfast with his family. He was very much excited, right? He just want that after reaching to the England, he has a breakfast with his family. Okay. So he faced after, but in the way, when he was just flying his plane, so he faced a dangerous storm. There was a dangerous storm. Okay. But he was completely determined. Right. So he chose to fly through it instead of turning
Sir,
back. Huh?
sir, in this chapter, sorry, in this story, they have expressed the breakfast as something else, no, sir. Something English
Huh.
breakfast.
Okay. But just
Should we
you
inform
have to
that?
write, only simple, right? No worries for that. Okay. Just write it simply. Do not use those things. Okay. So to fly through it instead of turning back. It is just a short summary, guys. Okay. For the deep understanding, you can read the complete story. Okay, guys. So what is the third thing? Yeah, English breakfast. Okay. So inside the storm, everything went out dark, right? Like whenever there was the storm, right? So everything went dark, right? His compass and radio stopped working, right? Whenever this type of thing happens, like with the pirates, so what happens? Everything, like his compass, right? Compass, so just so that he can just move to the direction, he can get some direction that where he has to move, right? And also his radio as well. Radio means to inform when there is an emergency in case of the planes. So there is a radio to inform to the headquarters. Okay, that, and also his compass and radio, they both have stopped working. So out of nowhere, right? There is a black plane. There is a black plane. It appeared, Alex. Suddenly a black plane appeared, right? So what was special about in the black plane? It was flying without lights. It was flying without lights. So the unknown pilot, there was an unknown pilot. The name of that pilot, or that he was not aware, whoever the pilot is. Okay, he signaled him to follow, right? So can you imagine that this thing happened? Like in the storm, there was a unknown pilot, right? And he signaled him to follow and guided him through the storm. Okay. After some time, he saw an airport. After some time, he saw an airport, right? And landed safely. So when he looked back, the black plane had disappeared. How this thing can happen? Can you imagine, guys? Huh? Right? When he looked back, there was no black plane. So like after that, he also he had also like consulted our staff, right? So the control told him that there was no clouds in the sky that night. It was only your plane. Okay, in that storm.
Sir, your voice
So
is breaking.
my voice is breaking.
Clear, sir.
No, sir.
Guys, is it clear or is
Now
my
it's
voice
clear, sir.
breaking?
It's clear
It's
now, sir.
clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
It's clear? Okay, thank you.
Sir, one doubt I had, sir. Sir,
Just a
i-
minute. Yes.
sir, in case in exam, no, sir, if they ask this question, like, who the
Mhm,
that pilot, unknown pilot will be, sir, and what do you have to write?
mhm.
Maybe,
You do
sir.
not have to write anything. You do not have to write anything. You can just
They
write the
won't
unknown pilot. Unknown pilot is a mystery, right? He was just a mysterious pilot. Okay. Just like, whenever we are determined for the something, there is the some science of the nature as well, right? There is some science of the nature. You can just write that this unknown pilot was sent by the nature, okay, to help him. Got it? So you can
Okay,
just
sir.
write like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So what is the key themes? What is the main idea of this? It was a thrilling experience of an unknown pilot that was guiding the narrator to the safety. Okay. When there was nothing working, when the when the radio has stopped working as well, and when there the compass was also not working. Okay. So it was just a very thrilling experience for the unknown pilot, right? That was guiding the narrator to the safety. So what are the lessons we have learned today? Means in by this, that faith and courage can lead to unexpected help, right? If we are determined completely, then nobody is going to stop us. That is the thing. If we are determined completely, then there is no one who can stop us. Even the nature, even the luck can the luck help to those who help themselves, right? We say like the god help those who help themselves, right? That is the thing. Got it, guys? So that's why you should have to be the adventurous, hopeful, and the curious. So that is the nature of the pilot as well. Okay. adventurous, hopeful, and the curious. Okay. So these are the some keywords that you can use in your board exam, like in your examination. Got it? Okay. Have you taken the screenshot? Should we move? Yes, Aryan? Okay. Now let's
Yes,
move
sir.
to the next chapter. Let's move to the next
Yes.
chapter. So what is the next chapter? From the diary of Anne Frank. From the diary of Anne Frank. Okay. So this is about the Anne Frank. You can also, like, there is also movie available on the YouTube, but it is not the right time to watch, right? So there is the Anne Frank. So she was a 13-year-old girl, right? She was a 13-year-old girl. Right. This is the, this is the story of the Nazis and the, Nazi camp, like we have studied in the class 9 social studies, Nazi and the Hitler and all these times, right?
Yes, sir.
So from that time, this is the story. This is the not the story. This is the real incident, right? That the when Anne Frank, when Anne Frank was, if when she was killed, right? Then her like only his father was left in his family. Okay, only his father was left, and after that, her father got the diary of the Anne Frank. Okay, and after that, this diary was published. And now we are just this. There is only the some part of that is in your textbook. So who is in this? Anne Frank. So Anne Frank, who is Anne Frank? She's a 13-year-old girl, right? She start writing a diary because she feels lonely. She feels lonely despite having family and the friends. It happens with us, right? Whenever like there are so many friends we have, there are so many family, there is family as well. There are so many friends as well. But still, sometimes we find that we are not from this world, right? Sometimes we find out that we are lonely at this stage, right? So like this happens. Okay, this is the human psychology, right? Because you know that no friend is true, right? This is also right. That's like if you're just believing on someone as well, right? So like you can just believe on your parents only, right? Otherwise, you will feel that everyone in this world is only just he's just only self-centered. He's just working on itself only. Okay, that's why it's just like she feels lonely despite having the family and the friends. Okay, she believes paper has more patience than people. Paper has more patience than people. Because if you are just going to if you are just if you're just facing some hard time, okay, and you are going to tell this to some unknown person, right, or any other person, or from your family, right, from or like to your friends as well, right? So they will just make fun of yours, right? And they are not going to listen that much, right? They will say, I have another task as well. But there is only the paper. It's like whatever you can write, you are allowed to write. The paper will never say, the paper will never say that don't write on me. Okay. So like that's why she believes that the paper has more patience than the people. So that's why she decides to confide in a diary. And she has also named her diary. What is the name of diary? Kitty. Kitty is the name of her diary. Okay. Now she's sharing some details in it. What are those details? Details about her family, about her school life, right? About her personal experiences as well. So it usually happens with us, like whenever we do not have the people to talk, right? What we do? Just like we can write in our whatever the like the on the page itself, right? So like she was also doing the same thing. She was also doing the same thing. Okay, so she has named her diary as the Kitty. Okay, now she's sharing so many details of her family, school life, personal experiences, all these things, right? So Anne worries about the upcoming school exam, right? Which will decide if she moves to the next grade as well, right? So there are the school exams only. No? She's worried, right, about the school exams. So what is going to happen? Like if what is going to happen? Like she is going to pass or she is going to, right? Will she move into the next grade or not? So that is the thing. Okay. Now, after that, she gets punished, because she was talking too much. She was, she was very talkative. That's why, she was talking too much in the class. That's why after that, she got punished by the teacher. Okay. She was punished by her teacher. So after that, what was her assessment? And like, she was given a task. What was the task? She was asked to write an essay on a chatterbox. On a chatterbox. Okay. So on a chatterbox, she has to write an essay. Okay. So after that, she humorously justifies a talkative nature, saying she inherited it from her mother. Right? She justified it. She justified the talkative nature very humorously. Right? Quack quack quack. Yeah. Right? Like that. I hope you know that, right? So her teacher, Mr. Teasing, no, she she enjoys her essays and eventually stops scolding her from the talking as well. Got it, guys? Okay. Okay, so this was about this from the diary of the Anne Frank. Let's look about it's the key idea. What is the key idea? Whenever we just feel lonely or like that, Okay, there is the only way. There is one, there is one very good way. What is that way? That the writing is a way to share thoughts and the feelings. If there is nobody with us, right? And also like it is a very not the good way. I think it was the best way, right? Rather than just talking your personal personal talks to somebody else, right? And after that he can use them as well, right? Means like in your maybe in your bedtime or like that. So rather than just telling your personal secrets to any somebody else, you can just write it on the paper, right? Or now we have the so many things, right? We have some like notepads as well. We can just lock it as well, right? So that it should be secret, right? So there are so many things that we do not just like, we have the people around us, but we couldn't tell them. There are so many things with us. Okay, that's why it is the best way to express your feelings on a paper. Or you can just like there are the alternatives of paper, right? Just you can just use some e-papers, right? Means you can use some e-notebooks. Okay, electronic notebook, and it will also save the environment as well. Got it? So what is the message in this? What is the message here? That positivity and the hope. If you have the positivity inside you, right, and you have the hope, right, it will help you in difficult times as well. So you should be positive. Whatever the situation is, it doesn't matter for you. You will be positive. You should have to be. You do not have to think that much. Okay, if this thing will happen, what I will do? No, don't think like that. This is just these are the some very very simple things, right? So you do not have to worry about all these things. Life is full of ups and downs, right? You'll find so many things like when you were happy, you were on the peak of that, right? After that you will be like on the next day you will be like oh my god, what happened, right? So these are the things that will happen in your daily life, right? So you do not have to worry about that. What is the NS nature in it? Smart. She's smart. She's lively as well, and she's expressive. She's very smart. Okay, and she's very lively as well, right? And she's expressive as well. Got it, guys? I hope this is clear.
So,
Huh?
Namaste, sir. I've actually come across a question in one of the sample
Okay.
papers. It's like, do you think Mr. Keesing is a strict teacher?
Uh-huh.
So, for that question, I think the answer is has to be something like he's not a completely strict teacher, because throughout the story he changes
Uh-huh.
and he finds that the essays are really interesting too. So, is that the
Uh-huh.
correct answer, or should we
See,
write it in any other way?
that is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. The
Yeah.
teachers are never strict. Maybe some
Hmm.
teachers could be strict, okay, but like the Mr. Keesing is not a strict teacher, right?
Okay.
Only the teacher, what the teacher wants, that that
Uh,
his or her that his students
and
should
shouldn't
excel,
talk.
right?
Yeah.
That should excel, should
Yeah.
get success, right? That is the thing that the teacher wants, right? Teacher are never strict, so you can frame your answer like that as well. That is the best way, okay? But you can introduce some but just you have
Sir,
to remember one thing, okay? The proper vocabulary you have to use, and you have to frame the sentences accordingly, okay? Got it?
Yes, sir. So can I write something like Mr. Keesing was not a completely strict teacher, but he was a
He
bit
was not a
old-fashioned,
but
and he
not
gave.
old fashioned. You can say you can't say that he was completely old
sir,
fashioned, right? This is the duty of every teacher, right? He has to, if
Hmm.
anyone is talking in our class, if anyone is not focusing on in his class, right? So what he will do, he will just stop him, right? He will just give him some task, right? So that she could stop talking, and so that she could she could focus in her studies. Got it? Yes,
Yes, sir.
Aryan.
Thank you.
sir, in the textbook it was given he was an old-fashioned teacher.
You can write that as well. Okay, you can use some keywords. Okay,
Sir,
that's why you can
yeah, we can say that he was partially strict now, sir, because
you can say he was partially strict. Every teacher,
because
this that is the duty of every teacher, na, that if he
he
is not strict,
Yeah,
then he couldn't
because
be a
he
teacher.
used to I mean,
he
it wasn't like a strict punishment, but he still
Yeah,
assigned work, so you can write like he was
so that
partially strict.
you just like she is also helping the NE as well, right? Just like if she will write something, right? So it is going to develop her skills as well, na.
and
Got it?
sir,
If someone is
like
writing something, is
he can also write now, sir. Mr. Kissing is doing good for her, by stopping her from talking in the class
yeah.
because
After that, she is focusing like so that she can focus in her studies as well, right? So that
yes,
is the
sir.
thing. Okay. Okay. Now let's move to the glimpses of India. Glimpses of India. There are the two parts from it. A baker from the Goa, and like there are three parts basically. Okay. So in Goa, bakers are called the pedder, right? And they are an important part of the life. Right? Their work comes from old Portuguese traditions. Okay, so the baker, the baker, they comes twice a day. They come twice a day, right? And the people, they recognize him by the sound of his bamboo stick, right? Whenever we were in the we were in the face of the child, when we were child, right? So we were just waiting for then ice cream. There was some ice cream. We can say that there were some people that that carry some ice creams and all these things, right? There are some hawkers as well. So what just we were just we were just at that time we were just eagerly waiting for that he should make some sound, right? Just like a ring sound or like that. Okay. So in this way as well, the baker comes twice a day and people recognize him by the sound of his bamboo stick. By the sound of his bamboo stick. Okay. What is the third point? Bowl. Bowl is it is a kind of sweet bread, right? It is a kind of sweet bread, right? That everyone likes, that the child also like, right? And it is also an important part of the weddings as well, right? In the weddings, you will find this bowl, the sweet bread, right? And cakes and the bowl and halves are made up of the festivals like Christmas, like when there are some festivals, right? So there are some, we just eat some bread, right? Some sweet bread and all these things, right? So the baker usually plum, which is seen as a sign of prosperity, right? So the baker, the baker is a kind of if there is a breaker, right? So baker are seen, they are generally seen as a kind of prosperity. Okay, guys. Okay, and after that, he wears a knee-length frock, okay, that we call the kabai or the short trousers, and keep track of the payments on the walls as well, right? So what they do, right? They do not have the proper, registers and all. So just like at that time, what they do, just like what is their fashion first of all? They wear a knee-length frock that they call kabai, that they call the kabai, or they can just, they can and some short trousers as well, and also they keep the track of the payments on the walls. They do not write in the register. They do not have the proper phones like that we have now, right? So they write in the walls that okay, now this payment is the remained on that person, so they are writing on the walls. Okay, now whatever the expenses on all these things, they used to write on the walls. Got it, guys? Is it clear? Okay, is it clear, guys? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Baker from Goa. What is the main
Yes.
idea of this? What is the main idea? That baking is an important tradition in Goa. Okay. And what is the lesson is teaching us? That the traditions help us stay connected to our past. So just like, whenever we are just remembering our old traditions, right? So whenever there is a flow of the traditions, like the traditions that are coming from our ancestors, so they are connected to, they help us connected to our roots, right? To our roots. Got it? Okay. And what is the Goa baker's nature? He's cheerful, hardworking, and he's also simple as well. Okay, he's cheerful, hardworking, and the simple. Is it clear, guys? Okay. Now this is about the Coorg. Okay, so Coorg is a beautiful place in the Karnataka, right? So this Coorg is a beautiful place in the Karnataka, and it is known for its green hills, forest, and the coffee farms. It has the beautiful green hills, right? If you will just visit the Coorg, it is a very very good place for the tourist as well, right? And it is a very quiet place for those persons who are looking for the meditative solutions and all these things. They can visit the Coorg, right? It's a very beautiful place in the Karnataka. Got it? It has some forest as well, right? It has different kind of coffee farms as well. Got it? So what it is, it has the green hills, forest, and the coffee farms. Okay. And what is the best time to visit is? The best time to visit is from September to March. September to March. There is the best time to visit the Coorg is from the September to March. Okay. The Kodavu people live in Coorg and they are brave. Those people who are living in the Coorg, right? They are brave, right? They are kind as well and they're independent. They're not dependent upon the upon different kind of things or the government or like that. Okay. So they are just independent. Right? Whatever they are doing, just they can do it by their own only, right? And what is the story behind them? What is the story behind them? That the some people say that the Kodavus came from the Greece, right? They used to live in the Greece. They used to live in the Greece. So first of all, they were a part of Alexander's army, right? Alexander's army. Now when the Alexander came to India, right? So they stayed there and then they married the locals, right? They didn't go back. Okay. They stayed there only and after that they married locals as well. Okay. And there are different other stories as well. Some people others think that they have the Arab roots because their clothes look like the Arab kofia, right? So some people say that they are the part of the Alexander's army. And that's why when the Alexander came to India, they didn't back to the Greece. Okay, then they stayed there only and then married the locals as well. Okay, other things that they have the Arab roots. They have the Arab roots because of their fashion, because of their clothes, right? So they are judging by the clothes, right? So that's why they have like Arab kufia type of things. So that's why they think they have some Arab roots. Okay. Now Coorg is a very great for the fun activities like river rafting, trekking, right? You can do so many things. So you can do so much adventure in the Coorg. Got it? Okay. Now, what is the Coorg? What is the main idea? What is the main idea of this? That Coorg, it is a place full of natural beauty, right? It has a very good history as well, and the culture as well, right? So it is a place that is full of the natural beauty, right? It has the history as well. It is a very rich and the enriching history, right? There are different interpretation for the Coorg, right? And it has also very diverse culture as well. It has also very rich culture as well. Okay. A lesson. What is the lesson from this? You can write these lesson na, you can just include all these things in your answer as well. Okay, whatever are like the main idea lesson and all these things na, like whatever the lesson format, you can just write it in your answer, right? It will frame your answer and you can just underline this. Okay, so after that what will happen, it will make your answer writing. Jashan, what you are doing, please don't do this. Okay, so a place traditions and nature make it special. Okay. Kodabu people's nature, they are brave, friendly, and independent. Jashan, please erase this one. Just a minute, I will erase. Yeah. Just a second, guys.
Sir, sir, so, sir,
Certain terms still, bro.
smoke.
Yes, bro.
अरे which exam center है?
Johnson grammar.
What?
Johnson grammar.
Oh, Johnson.
Okay. So sorry, guys. I think there was a little bit network issue from my side. Okay. So where we are, let's finish this. We have only the 10 minutes. Okay. I have the time constraint as well because the 12th class students are also waiting. Okay. And I have to take that session as well. Okay, so let's finish this chapter. Let's finish these all these things. First flight, okay, in a rapid manner. So Miss Will the author, right? So just like we are going to cover this chapter. So what is happened? What has happened? We will just have a quick, we will have a just quick look over all these things. So Maxwell decision. First of all, the author, right? Who is the author? Like the author, Gavin Maxwell. He decided to keep an otter in Iraq, right? After losing his dog, right? So just like he was fond of some pets and all these things, right? So that's why he decided to, he has a otter, right? He has a otter is a kind of small animal like that we call like small that it is a kind of nevla type. Okay, so that's why arrival of the Misbel, and then a friend brought him an otter from the Tigris marshes, and Maxwell named his Misbel, right? So there was the otter, right? His friend, the friend of the other, right? He has brought it from the Tigris marshes, okay? And what is the third point? That Miz has the that Misbel, right? He used to call the other used to call him like Miz, only Miz, okay, not the Misbel completely. He used to call him Miz, right? So that's why he has the very playful nature. And what the playful nature? At first, Miz was shy, right? At first, the Misbel, the otter, was very shy, but after that, after when he was just familiar with the other, right? So he became very mischievous and the active as well. And he became so much active, right? And like he Miz love for the water, he turned the bathtub into his playground, right? After that, the chapter describes like this, that he turned the bathtub into his playground, and after that, she was splashing the water everywhere and quickly learning to turn the tap on. Okay. And then there was a travel to England. So Maxwell had to take a miss to England, but airline made the rules transporting him difficult, right? So that's why, but airlines have different rules, right? That you can't bring your pets into the airlines. There are different kinds of rules in this in airlines. Okay, so that's why there was a there was a difficulty to take the miss to the England as well, right? So Miss Airboat travel. So Maxwell left Miss into a box. So what he decided, that he will just keep this Miss Bell into a box. Okay, and but when he returned, the box was damaged, and there were blood stains only. Right, there were blood stains. So just like there was a cause on the flight as well. Miss Bell, the otter has escaped on the flight. Right. So just like it was a kind of scaring the passengers and causing the confusion as well. So there is a different chaos in the flight as well. So now the maze in the England, what happens? Miss Bell adjusted well. Right. She walked on a leash like a dog and had some funny habits as well. Okay, what are the people reactions? Many people mistook him for a baby seal or a squirrel and were curious about him, right? Because they were not about this creature. So sometimes they think that it is a kind of a squirrel, it is a kind of baby seal, right? Because it is a different creature, right? So what is the main idea from this? What is the main idea from this? That animals can become great companions and they can also bring joy as well, right? That animals could be a great companion and they can bring joy as well, because the author was very fond of the animals, right? He just love animals. He was an animal lover. Got it? So what is the lesson? Caring for animals teaches us patience and the love as well. Okay. Caring for the animals, it teaches passion, patience, and the love as well. Character traits, Maxwell. Maxwell, who is the Maxwell? Kind, patient, and the responsible. Misbel, he was playful, intelligent, and the curious as well. Okay, I hope this is clear, guys. Okay, yeah. Now the next chapter is the Madam rides the bus. Okay, Madam rides the bus. So there is a there is a girl, there is a young girl. This chapter is about a young girl. Okay, and her name is Velle. Okay, so there is a her name Velle. Okay, so there was a she was very curious girl, right? She has a very curiosity. Oh, so there is a young girl, and her name is Velle, and she loved watching people, right? And dreamed of riding the bus to the town. She was always when she was very she was dreaming of the riding of the bus to the town, when she was just looking into the bus, that the bus is moving from this place to this place, right? So she has also a dream that she will also ride this bus once. Okay, so now she has after the second theme is the gathering the information. Okay, so she listened to some people as well, she listened to others as well, right? And she also learned the bus fare, right? Means the 30 paise on one way, right? It will require 30 paise on one way. Okay, and the distance was about the 6 miles and the travel time 45 minutes. Okay, now she has planned the trip as well. So she saved, she started saving the money. So she saved 60 paise, and right after that she secretly planned for a ride. Okay, and the bus ride adventure. She acted maturely on the bus, amusing the conductors, who jokingly called her madam. Right after that, just like she was a young girl. She doesn't know about this word, but she was acting just like she is a very mature girl. Okay, and like she was also amusing the conductor as well, right? The conductor was so much, the conductor was also surprised, was asking some questions to the valet, right? And like that's why after that she started calling her madam. Okay, and then she was just she loved the scenery, right? But get annoyed when people showed concern for her, right? Then when the people were just showing concern, oh my god, that she is a very young girl, what is she doing in this bus, right? So she was annoyed at that time. Got it? And the reaching town, she didn't get off, as she had no extra money and refused a cold drink as well. She had only saved 60 paise. right? And after that, she didn't get off. Why she didn't get off? Because she had no extra money, and she has also refused a cold drink as well. Okay, and like when she was on the back, like on the way back, when the bus was on the like on the way to on the way to back, right? She saw the she saw the same cow, right? She had earlier admired, right? She had earlier admired the cow, right? The nature of the cow. Now she was, now she was dead. The cow was dead. Okay, and which shocked her as well, which shocked the valley. Okay, and after that, she back home. She returned without her mother knowing about her adventure. Okay, and then what is the main idea of this? A simple journey teaches life lessons. What is the lesson from it? Curiosity leads to the learning, and experiences bring maturity. Okay, this is the lesson learning from it. Character traits. Well, she was smart, observant, and the independent. Got it, guys? And the last important chapter is the sermon at Banaras. Basically, we call it some people call it the Banaras, right? But it's the Banaras. Okay. So, like, what is there? There's the Siddharth Gautam's journey. So Shiva, the Siddharth Gautam, the chapter start like this, that there is a Siddharth Gautam, right? So we know everyone knows Siddharth Gautam, right? He is the enlightened one, right? We call him the Buddha, Gautam Buddha, right? So he born as a prince, right? He first saw suffering at 25, which deeply moved him. After that, he left his home. Okay. Then he wandered for 7 years. Just like she was seeking wisdom, and she was also meditated under a people tree, right? Until he find enlightenment. After that, under a people tree, he find enlightenment, right? He's we have some like it is a kind of basically it is a kind of science, right? We have some kundalini and all these things, right? And after that, after doing the meditation, we can active that was the thing that was happened with the Gautam Buddha as well when he left home. And after that, he just like he wandered so many for the gurus and all these things, right? He was searching for the right truth, right? He was seeking the truth, but under a people tree, he meditated, and like after 7 years, he got enlightenment. Okay, becoming Buddha. After 7 days, he gained knowledge and become Gautam Buddha. Okay, and after that, there is a uh, there is also an incident of the meeting to the Kisa Gautami, right? Kisa Gautami, Kisa Gautami is a woman who has lost her son, and like she's desperately, she's desperately searching for help, right? So after that, many people told him that she should go to the Buddha, right? Because the at that time, like the Gautam Buddha is Lord, right? So everyone told him that she should go to the Gautam Buddha. After that, she could get a solution. Okay. Then when the Kisa Gautami, go to the Buddha, like Buddha told her to find mustard seed from a house where no one had ever lost a loved one. Right. So after that, the Gautam Buddha gave him a task that she has to find the seed, means mustard seed, from a house where no one had ever lost a loved one. Okay, but it is not possible for us as well. It is not possible, right? It is not possible for anyone, because it is the truth, right? If anyone has born here, he has to die, right? That is the thing. Okay, so Buddha told her to find mustard seeds from a house where no one had ever lost a loved one. After that, she realized she failed to find such a house, and understood that death is a natural part of the life. Okay, that's why that it is not possible, right? That just to find out a mustard seed, or like that it is not possible to find a house, like from which house that no one has ever died, right? No one has ever lost his loved one, right? So it is the truth. After that, she failed to find a house and understood that death is a natural part of the life. So this was about this chapter. Okay, what is the main idea? Life is temporary and suffering is universal. Okay, life is temporary, that we all know. Man is a, we all got that we are not immortal. We all are mortals, right? So accepting reality help us find the peace. What is the lesson from here? Accepting reality help us find the peace. Okay. And what are the character traits? Buddha, wise, kind, compensate, right? He was enlightened as well, right? Kisa Gautami was grieving, desperate, and after she later enlightened. She also later enlightened as well, right? After just like she realized that all these things are a natural part of the life. Our life is full of all these things, life full of ups and downs, and right. So these all are the part of the life only. Okay. So this was about the first flight, the prose section. Okay, and in the next class, we will be covering the poetry section as well, and then the footprints without feet as well. And also we will be also after that on the last day we will be covering the writing section. Okay, the reading comprehension and all these things. Okay, guys.
Sir.
So that's all for today. Okay. So if you have any doubt, then you can post into the group. I will send these notes in the group as well. Okay, so that you can just go through these notes. Okay, so these are the short notes, and you can use these keywords in your exam as well. Okay, it will help you to score full out of full marks. Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Okay,
sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good
Bye,
night.
thank
so
you,
much.
thank you everyone. Bye bye.